Hello, my name is Sienna Price, and I am here to talk about the condition called Septo Optic Dysplasia. I'm here to talk about what it is, some of the symptoms of it, and just give a little brief summary of how I feel living with the condition. So, Septo Optic Dysplasia. What is Septo Optic Dysplasia? Septo Optic Dysplasia, or SOD for short, is a rare disorder that affects development in different parts of your brain. These affected brain parts can influence malfunction in your eyes, hormones, muscles, learning, and many other functions. This disorder is present at birth, although symptoms may not develop until later on in life. SOD may include midline brain abnormalities. The septum pellucidum and corpus callosum are tissues and nerve fibers that separate the two halves of your brain. In SOD, they might not develop fully, or they may be absent. So I'm actually missing my septum pellucidum. Optic nerve hypoplasia. When your optic nerve doesn't fully develop, your brain and eyes can't communicate well. The condition can lead to problems with vision and eye movement. So my optic nerve was not fully developed. Pituitary gland hypoplasia. Your pituitary gland is at the base of your brain. It regulates many bodily functions, including growth hormones. An underdeveloped pituitary gland may not produce enough or any hormones. So my pituitary gland is actually underdeveloped. Most people with SOD experience two of these three issues. About 1/3 of people have all three. Between 60% and 90% of people have vision problems. Signs and symptoms of SOD vary from person to person, depending on the structure affected. So this is actually why a lot of researchers think that SOD should be a spectrum instead of just like one full condition, because every person with septo optic dysplasia is different. Some symptoms are noticeable at birth, but others don't develop until childhood or later. Symptoms of SOD may include behavioral disorders such as autism spectrum disorder or ADHD. So my husband and I both have septo optic dysplasia, and we are both on the autism spectrum, and that is due to septo optic dysplasia. Other symptoms may include cerebral palsy, developmental delays such as speech problems or walking, learning disabilities, seizures or epilepsy, which actually when we were a lot younger, me and my husband both had seizures. Symptoms of optic nerve dysplasia may include crossed eyes, involuntary side-to-side eye movements, low vision or blindness or one in both eyes. So my husband and I are both totally blind. We were born both totally blind. We don't have any sight whatsoever. Symptoms of pituitary dysplasia may include diabetes insipidus, a lack of hormones from your pituitary gland, which is called panhypopituitarism. I hope I'm saying these right. These are big words, so I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing them. Abnormal sexual development, such as delayed, late, or early puberty. Loss of sense of smell, which I actually have no sense of smell because of septo optic dysplasia. Low blood sugar, low levels of muscle tone, problems regulating body temperature, thirst, or hunger, which I actually have a really hard time regulating my body temperature. I get hot and cold really easily. Sleeping problems, underactive thyroid, and that's just a few of the symptoms. So some factors may include or increase the risk of SOD, including disruption of blood flow to the brain during fetal development, family history of the disease, or viruses that affect the mother or fetus during development. So, what do I think of living with septo optic dysplasia? For one, it's not always a burden. I don't really sit around and complain about how my life is terrible because I'm blind or I have no sense of smell or I'm on the autism spectrum. And my husband does not sit around and complain about living with SOD as well. We try to make the best of life living with this condition. And there's really no cure for SOD. You really can't prevent it. It's there. It's just something you really have to deal with. So that's all I pretty much have to say about SOD. If you like this video, let me know. If you have anyone in your life that has SOD, or if you have experienced someone living with this condition, comment and let me know. Or if you have any questions about SOD, you can comment and ask me those, and I will do my best to answer them. So until then, I will see you in the next one.